Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Crown and today we are going to have some more stories that I hope that you will enjoy. But before we start, it will be so much appreciated if you would subscribe to the channel, like the video if you enjoyed it, and maybe leave a comment down below. These simple clicks would mean a lot to the future of this channel and really reward the effort that I put in every day. And now, without further ado, let's go! I'm 23 years old and I'm a very reserved person. I don't like to interact with other people, but I don't hate anyone. I have never been angry with a person because I assume that if you don't interfere with my life, everything is fine. I have, however, always been very close to my 17-year-old brother, even though he's very different from me, athletic, sociable, and so on. And we have always shared our stuff since birth. Recently, he has started to become the little boss of the house, with his parents buying him everything he wants, despite his catastrophic grades. He smokes, drinks, and starts to force me to be mainly a cab driver. This puts a very bad atmosphere in the house, with my mother yelling at him a lot. Fortunately, I bought my dream computer with a lot of work, more than $5,000. And every night I lock myself in my room and coding all night long, or playing video games. It's a little bit of a quiet time between my very tiring engineering studies and the atmosphere at home. Then came my 6-month internship in a big city in another country. And at the beginning, I lived it very badly because I never left my small city. It was very difficult to live alone in an apartment, but after a few weeks, I really changed, which surprised me. I enjoy going out with people, I feel more confident, and I even changed my clothing style to be more adult and I love it. The bonus is that I've started working out since I don't have my computer in my spare time. At the end of my internship, I go back home and I find the same atmosphere as before and nobody notices my change of appearance. I ignore this, and when I arrive at night, I only want to find my computer to avoid the screams, but when I go back to my room, it is not there anymore. So I ask my mother and she tells me that my brother sold it. I think at that point my brain just buzzed. And it was like 10 seconds before I asked my mom if this was a joke. She says no. And I start seeing red. I teleport to my brother's room and I ask him why. He answers that it was to buy sneakers and clothes. And I ask him again, explaining this time that I want to know why he sold my computer because I didn't give him the right to do it and that I always use it for work. He laughs and tells me that I can buy another one, and that $1,000 is nothing for me. When he tells me that he sold it for $1,000 when it was worth $5,000, normally I would have run away to my room to swear. But here I get angry and grab his laptop before destroying it on the floor. The noise brings back my parents and my brother yells at me, asking me what happened to me. I yell and explain that he had no right, and that he's an ingrate, and that I had worked for it. That it was mine, practically. My father angrily tells me to keep my voice down, and says that it's just a computer. I told him with all my anger to shut up, and that he should realize that it's not normal to steal people's things. I leave angry because even my parents do not support me in this, and I go to the police to file a complaint. As the value of the goods exceeds $1,000, proven by the purchase order, my brother risks prison because he is now 18 years old. My parents put pressure on me to drop the lawsuit against my brother, and I don't want to be with them anymore, since they consider me a little less than nothing. But I was not afraid, and I went to the end of the procedure, and my brother must give me back $5,000+ to pay back my lawyer. He should have to do public works to pay back his debt, while my parents paid for him. My whole family hates me more or less now, and I cut off all ties with everyone. I'm now living with a cousin and I'm about to graduate, so I will soon have a job. I'm in a hurry to leave and not see my family again, which doesn't bother me because of the way they considered me, and I don't think I was wrong. Then my action allowed my brother to question himself on the importance of work. My mother wanted to talk to me the other day, but I just told her that if she wants to be happy, she should quit my dad, and I will be there for her. Hope she will make the good decision. I'm traveling for work to the land of racehorses and bourbon. At breakfast this morning, someone spilled hot water from the coffee station, and the hotel staff quickly dealt with the situation. Towels, mops, and one wet floor sign were in place in every short order. I wait for them to finish cleaning it up, grab my tea and tuck into my breakfast at a table a few steps away. Along comes Karen with her asymmetrical haircut and sunglasses on top of her head at 6:45 in the morning. The cast. Karen, we all know. Mary Jane, the poor person dealing with the breakfast area in this hotel. I named her this because of her resemblance to Mary Jane in Spider-Man. She'll be MJ after this. Sarah, a manager with the personality of a certain cyborg terminating movie heroine. Karen asks, "Why is this sign here? It's in the way." MJ tells her, "Well, because the floor is wet." "So clean it up." "We did, but the floor is still wet." "So do something." "We did. We put up a sign." "Why didn't you dry the floor?" "We did, but there is always a bit of water left that has to dry." "So go get a heater or something." You're upset that the sign is in the way, but an electric heater on a wet floor wouldn't be in the way? How hard is this? Dry the floor." She actually stomped hard enough doing this to break a heel off of her imitation Louboutins. "Look what you made me do. You're buying me new shoes. Where is the manager?" "Standing behind you, ma'am." Karen had to make a three-point turn with her broken shoe, but she turns and immediately starts screaming in this woman's face that she had been assaulted, that MJ has screamed in her face that she could go screw herself. MJ had called her a stupid boomer, along with a host of other names. MJ had tried to hit her with a sign, causing her to try to flee, and breaking her $1,000 shoes in the process. The thought never occurred to her that if the manager was standing behind her, she had seen the whole thing. Sarah tells her, "Really? Oh, that's terrible. Should I call the police to report this horrible assault?" "Yes, that's exactly what I want. And I want that witch to buy me new shoes. Not you. Her. But she can't pay her rent and she ends up homeless. I want her to know that it happened because she didn't know her place." She was stomping again. "Okay, I will call them down here and we can look at the camera footage together. Do you have the model name and size of those shoes? I'll check the website to get the proper costs for the police report." Karen sputtering, "Cameras?" "Yes, the cameras. I'll be happy to turn the video over to the police." Then Sarah's customer service smile drops off. On the other hand, the officers might not take kindly to come in here to arrest this woman if the cameras don't show this terrible assault. She reaches into her pocket, dials a number, and puts the phone to her ear. "What are you doing?" "Calling the cops. I'm not going to tolerate a guest being assaulted in my hotel." Carrying growling noise. "Forget it. I don't have the time for this." She kicks her other fake heel across the room and stomps barefoot out of the restaurant. It took a few seconds for everyone to go back to their breakfast. Has not been seen since. Today I was going about my shift at the general store I work at, and at about noon or so. Shortly after I had finished cleaning the windows, a couple of guys from a local window cleaning place came, and they started streaking the windows before they had even dried, and then not even 5 minutes later, they came in and asked me to get a manager to try and quote us for window cleaning. Understandably frustrated, I told them that we do our own cleaning and that it would not be necessary and sent them on their way. After hanging around outside for another 10 or so minutes, they finally left after being shooed off. I saw the name of the company they work for on their shirt, so I decided to leave a Google review explaining what had happened. Not even 20 minutes later, the owner of the company called my place of employment asking for me. My coworker brought me the phone and immediately he began yelling at me and threatening to send the police down and force me to remove my review. Cue my even more petty revenge. I promptly updated my review, explaining everything that happened. For context, the lines were extra long at Walmart today, and they only had half the registers open. They decided to open another express line to get the crowds moving a bit. This Karen with an overflowing cart sees this and seizes the opportunity and rushes to get in line. Keep in mind this line is 20 items or less. She has way more. The employee trying to wrangle the crowd and tried to direct shoppers toward express, regular, self-service tries to get her to the regular line or the self-service. She huffed and puffed at him in her Karen way about how she will do as she likes. Not wanting to deal with a fight, he lets it go while shooting a warning gaze to the express cashier about this joy of a human being. When the Karen gets up to the cash, and starts literally dumping her stuff all over the belt while loudly mumbling about all the incompetent employees, the cashier gently but firmly tells her that she cannot go through this cash with her cart full, that this cash is for 20 items or less, and an argument from the Karen ensues. She's here now, so why not cash her out? That the cashier has to check her out or she could lose her stupid little job and so on. She went on for about 10 long minutes while the line was building up behind her. The cashier is as cool as a cucumber throughout but doesn't budge that Karen could not go through this line with that many items, that she was welcome to join one of the other non-express lines, that the express line is just that, to let people with a few items go quicker to ease the rest of the lines. Karen continues to argue, now asking in an aggressive manner why they can't send the rest of the people in line to another cashier so this one could help Karen with her 100 items, reasoning that it would be quicker. A manager who was watching all this go down does just that, jumps on the next open register and tells the people in line that she can assist them, and the manager shoots the cashier a knowing look. Karen is looking smug and superior at this point, thinking that she has won. Wrong. As soon as the manager opens the other register, the cashier tells the Karen, "Sorry, I'm on break. This till is closed. Please feel free to join one of the non-express lines." Karen yells at the manager to make the cashier cash her out, and the manager says no, she is on break. Please feel free to join one of the non-express lines. Karen is getting pissed at this point. She quickly shovels her stuff back in her cart and tries to shove to the front in a new express line. The manager is still as cool and says, "This line is for 20 items or less. I will be unable to assist you. Please feel free to join any non-express line." And at this point, Karen is absolutely enraged. She storms out of the store, leaving her cart behind, screaming about how she will never shop here again, and that she will have both of their jobs and so on. The best part? In her rage, she forgot her purse in the cart and had to come back for it. The manager was only one of two on duty and she was still helping to check out the line. The purse was in cash. The manager made Karen wait in line to get her purse. And Karen did not say a word. And now we have reached the end of today's stories. Thank you for watching and see you next time.